I would like to welcome you to the upper echelon. I want you to be honest and don't you lie. Don't you think of lying. Be for real. You're not a Bud Crawford fan. You just hate Spence, right? Hate it or love it, the underdog's on top.
From the bottom, you can see the top. So when you get to it, don't let them see the spot. Next thing you know, you're looking for a rent sign. Upper echelon. Bitch, we skip line.
10, the final hate. Al Haymon, Floyd Mayweather, Steven Espinoza. Unlike in the previous episodes, these people right here, Al Haymon, Floyd Mayweather, and Steve Espinoza, don't hate on Earl Spence, but they are the reason for his hate. The reason why he's objectified and villainized in this sport we call boxing. First of all, Al Haymon is one of the most hated men in the sports, which is crazy when he does so much good for the boxing. He puts on so many great fights for us as fans. He made it where the boxers are finally getting paid instead of slave wages. Golden Boy and Top Rank took Al Haymon out for a lawsuit because the Golden Boy fighters left Golden Boy and came over there to the PBC with Al Haymon where they're getting treated right. Al Haymon is a person for the people. He is a person for the fighters. He works for the fighters. He is a businessman, and he's going to make sure his fighters get paid. And he makes sure Earl gets capitalized dollars, maximized fight, and great exposure. You can't really find a fighter that has something bad to say about Al Haymon unless they're not with Al Haymon. It's like when you're with the GOAT, hey, you get the benefits of being with the GOAT. And Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, they hate so bad. That's one of the reasons why Bernard Hopkins in the previous episode hates on Earl Spence, because he's with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy. But Earl's gonna stay with Al Haymon. He said him and Al Haymon for life, just like Floyd Mayweather. Him and Al Haymon for life. He made Floyd make $1 billion, people, and I'm not talking about 6 zeros. I'm talking about 9 with some change. Yes, Al Haymon is probably the greatest sports mind out there when it comes to making money and putting fights together. And the fact that Earl, the true Spence, is with him, he garners the hate that they have for Al Haymon. They wish Al Haymon wasn't in this game so they can go back to paying fighters pennies on the dollar. But no, Spence is with Haymon and Spence is getting his money. And that is the main reason why they hate Spence. Because of Al Haymon. Al Haymon is going to do his job. And Al Haymon is going to do right by the fighters. That's why you don't see Al Haymon out in the public, because he don't work for us. He works for the boxers, and he takes his job extremely seriously. And he's not out here like Eddie Hearns and all these other promoters trying to get the limelight. No, Al Haymon is back there trying to figure out how to make his boxers more dollars, more capitalization, more cheddar. And as long as Earl Spence is with Al Haymon, he's going to keep getting that hate that Al Haymon garners. And Earl don't care about it. As long as his bank account keep rolling, he's going to laugh all the way to the bank with 2 middle fingers up to all the haters. And if you work with Al Haymon, then you work with Floyd Mayweather, arguably the face of boxing. Even though he's retired, he still garners a following. When Floyd walks in the room, all eyes is on the GOAT, the money team, Mr. Money Mayweather, Mr. Pretty Boy Floyd, Mr. TBE. Yes, Floyd Mayweather. And with Earl's connections with Floyd, the way Floyd pushed Earl in the beginning, that garnered hate. They wanted to see Floyd lose. They wanted to see Floyd fail. They hate when you're the best. They hate when you're on top. And they see Earl's got the same trajectory that Floyd Money Mayweather had. And they don't want that to happen. They couldn't stand to see a young, prideful black man out there doing his thing. They don't want another Floyd Mayweather, so they're going to do any and everything that they can to stop Earl from reaching the pinnacle, the peak of boxing. They do not want to see that, and Floyd gave Earl a gentle shove. Matter of fact, he pushed them out the helicopter with the parachute. He even boxed Keith Thurman in to make Keith Thurman have to come and see the young lion, who is Earl, the true Spence. That's another reason why Keith Thurman is mad at Earl Spence, because he knew that lion was on him, and Floyd was trying to sick him on anybody that wanted to come after the GOAT. If you wanted to come after the GOAT, you had to go through his young lion first, and he had Earl in tip-top shape, teaching him the tools and the trade, having Earl in the doghouse, learning new tricks while he's sparring with the wily veteran. Yes, Floyd helped push Earl to a different sphere. The same way Floyd was pushing Canelo, putting him on undercards. He didn't do Earl that way, but he still pushed Earl. And yes, that's another way that Earl garnered the hate, because he was with Mr. Floyd Money Mayweather. And when you're with Mayweather, it don't matter if you're Tank Davis, if you're Adrian Broner. Just being around the greatness of Floyd Mayweather will garner you the hate. And that is the hate that Earl is receiving now. Since the beginning, even the old fighters with the losses on their record, they know that Earl is an extension of Floyd Mayweather. And if they couldn't see Floyd take a L, they would rather see Earl take a L, because they feel if Earl take a L, that's one strike against Floyd. But if you're waiting on Earl to take a daggone L, you better get you a box of Snickers, some camping gear, and a motherfucking time release watch, because you're gonna be waiting for a long ass time. Hey, he might not lose, might retire undefeated again, and then you're gonna be really mad. Who you gonna hate on next? Frank the Ghost Martin? Because Earl is on a trajectory, so you can keep on hating. Your hating doesn't faze that man. As long as you're hating, you're giving him limelight. All attention is good attention. Whether you're paying attention to hate or you're paying attention to congratulate, the fact is you paying attention, and it is not free. You must pay to attend. And lastly, the fact that he has such a great relationship with Steve Espinoza, that's like a three-headed monster. You got the financial management of Haymon, you got the superstardom of Floyd Mayweather, then you got the backing of Showtime, who is the best in sports. No, not ESPN, but Showtime. Showtime pay-per-view is where it's at. They make that money, they make that Skrilla, they set the precedents. They got the zone scrapping up the no pay-per-view policy, trying to chase after them, because Showtime is Showtime. They put it out there. It's time to get down, because it's Showtime. And Steve Espinoza has been given a budget to play with his hobby that he has called boxing. And he is such a boxing enthusiast, and he doesn't play when it comes to boxing. Ask Paulie Malignaggi, because when he disrespected Wilder, Espinoza didn't take one bit of iota of what he was about to say. He told him, pack your shit and get the hell out of here, Paulie. So Steve ain't going for that. And Steve got that young animal named Earl, the true Spence. And Steve know Earl is a commodity, and Earl means big bucks. And Steve likes to make big bucks. So he's gonna ride with Earl, the true Spence. He's gonna make the fights that Earl makes, because he knows Earl Spence is gonna garner that money. Earl Spence has a whole state behind him. The state of Texas is known as Earl the True Spence State. It's the Lone Star True State. Man has a holiday for himself. April 16th, Earl the True Spence Day. You can't get it. It's bigger than that. And that all comes from having such a great promoter, having a great team, and having a starlight. This man has a holiday. He done transcended boxing and has a holiday. How can you hate on a man who had a near-death fatal car accident that would have broke most people down? Most people at least wouldn't be walking, let alone boxing. Then come back from a retinal injury and still come back at the peak of the game and is performing better than he did before he was in the game. How can you hate on that? If you hating on that right there, then you just not a man, dog. That's that beta energy. That's too many men out here been raised by females, so they don't know how to be a man. So they don't know how to get that alpha energy. So they're out here like females, whining and hating. It takes too much energy for a man to hate on another man. When you see Spence's greatness, why don't you congratulate it, or why don't you look at that and say, hey, you can do that as well, instead of hating on that man? That man has come from the bottom. He has put in his toils. That man has paid his dues. So don't hate this man. Congratulate and uplift this man and salute to what he's going through and what he's trying to accomplish and all the great fights that he's given us. That's what you need to do instead of hating on this man. Because even if you hating, all you're doing is wasting your energy, because what you say or do does not bother that man. Because whether you like him or not, he's still going to make his money, make his fights, and do whatever the hell he want to do. So all you're doing is wasting energy, and you need to jump on the daggone bandwagon, because you're getting to watch greatness. He's a once-in-a-lifetime fighter, and you're going to sit here and miss out on it because you rather hate on the man. And that's what happened with Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people sat there and hate on Floyd, and they missed out on incredible boxing. So don't miss out on incredible boxing. Don't hate on Earl the True Spence. Acknowledge him for his greatness and watch what he brings to the table, and you will become a fan of Earl the True Spence too. I'm out of here.